Welcome back to another episode of Generator Rex Unveiled. Backed by popular demand and the winner of my first poll from you guys, let's get back into the world of Nanites and evos. Today we will answer several questions, the first of which is, what are the Nanites? Nanites, also known as Master Control Nanites or Master Nanites, are extremely powerful Nanites created to control the Dominion Code, or put simply, the God Code. As it would have it, during the first Nanite project, the project scientists accidentally discovered the Dominion Code. As the name implies, the full code could give its user control over the fabric of the universe. This code was stored inside 5 specialized nanites called meta-nanites. These could grant control over a separate foundational building block of the universe: gravity, matter, antimatter, energy, space-time, the elements of nature, and technology. Now this somewhat forces us to double back and examine the true nature behind the original Nanite event. Originally, the Nanite project was started as a way to cure all of humanity's ills: hunger, disease, death, famine, plague, you name it. But all good ideals require one thing to be made true. And nope, it's not hope, it's money. Enter the Consortium, a group of elites who funded not only Providence, but the original Nanite project. The Consortium is a group of ultra-rich elite from varying backgrounds, but each member has one particular thing in common. None were too keen on the idea of death, as most humans aren't. In exchange for access to their vast resources for the project, the members of the Consortium will receive the typical rich power fantasy of immortality. However, after the initial test and reaction from Rex, everything convinced him that the Nanites had even more potential. To this end, they had the project scientists further experiment with the potential of Nanites as weapons, providing their mercenary operative, Black Knight, as another test subject. The Consortium wanted to become gods and harness the power of the meta-nanites to make this a possibility. The scientists in charge of the project, including Rex's parents and brother, realized that the code was far too dangerous for anyone to have, let alone the power-hungry Consortium, who funded the project. So they triggered the Nanite event, which caused the meta-nanites to be scattered across the world. This event was known as the single most destructive catastrophe in mankind's history, permanently genetically altering nearly all life on Earth. Moving back to the present, at the start of Season 3, we find Rex's world upended after being out of action for 6 months. Not only are Agent 6 and Doc Holliday MIA, they went looking for Rex after he disappeared into Breach's, Breach. But even White, the director of Providence, has been replaced with a new authority, and someone we've mentioned in this episode already, the Black Knight. While Black Knight plays a massive role in the rest of the story, we'll be looking at how she came into command of Providence and examining the woman herself. Black Knight is a very formidable opponent, having total control over her subordinates and a master level of strategy, ruthless and willing to do almost anything in order to gain power. Unlike White Knight, Black enters the field on a regular basis and is more than willing to engage in direct combat. She is skilled in a large variety of weapon usage and has incredible athletic abilities. She overpowered even Rex, fought hand-to-hand with 6, and has been on par with Rex several other times throughout the series. Black Knight is not only a dangerous and highly skilled mercenary, she is an evo. And factually speaking, her powers are an updated version of our very own protagonist. Yes, Knight has machine construction abilities similar to Rex. She also was an early test subject of the Nanite project, but she describes Rex as a guinea pig and boasts that her own abilities are an improved version of his. While using her evo powers, she has glowing eyes and luminescent marks all over her face and body. There are several noticeable differences from Rex's builds. Apart from being entirely composed of purple energy, her whip does not require a generator on her back and has a club at the end of it, bearing a similarity to her personal energized mace. Her version of the BFS is shorter but energized, making it stronger. And the final difference is that her slam cannon does not require ammo, shooting an infinite amount of lasers. And after absorbing the power of a meta-nanite, her evo abilities were greatly enhanced, and appearance-wise, her builds became almost identical to Rex's. Moving past Black Knight, we can't talk about the scale of the original Nanite project without detailing what brilliant minds went into the creation of this. We know that Rex's parents, Violet and Raphael, took part, as well as Rex's older brother Cesar. The other minds on the project vary in their sanity, honestly. Beginning with Dr. Gabriel Rylander, also Rex's godfather? An evolutionary biologist and leading expert in nanotechnology, he, along with Rex's parents, were the main scientists who participated in the project to cure mankind's ills. Peter Meacham, whom not much is known about other than the fact that he has a daughter, but it should be noted that Peter was once an evo, particularly the evo responsible for almost getting Manhattan City nuked. And how can we forget Van Cleis, the Abyss's incarnate? Van Cleis was actually the lead programmer of the Nanite event. and one of the people closest to the project. He originally blamed Cesar for the initial event, which of course Cesar admitted to. I'm actually planning a full video on Van Clyce, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, it's confirmed that with the exception of Rex's parents, the Consortium began gathering the remaining scientists to recreate the Nanite project, for clear sinister motives. But that's where we will end today's episode. Come back for more Generator Rex Unveiled next time, folks.